Good morning, everybody. My name is Ed Durbez. This is 9-3 Driving, and today we do have some sad news. Mercedes has just announced that it's canceling all its V8s all across the line on all their vehicles for the year 2022. So that means no more V8s, no SUV with V8s, the only an S-Class. Other than that, they are gone. Who knows if they're coming back in 2023? They are going electric going forward, so we'll see how that goes. Today we are going to be testing a E63, but first a little history on another car. Back in 1988, there was a Mercedes called the Hammer. It produced 375 horsepower and 400 pounds of torque. And it propelled that car from 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds. And this is back in 1988. And it went all the way up to 186 miles an hour. They had taken AMG, which was still a privately owned company. It wasn't owned by Mercedes-Benz yet. And they took the 560 engine from the big SEC coupe, and they bored it all the way up to 6.0 to get that kind of power. But today, we're here with the 2018 E63 AMG with a 4.0 liter bi-turbo producing 603 horsepower and 627 pounds of torque. And it'll propel this car from 0 to 60 in about 3.3 seconds, and it's limited at 186 miles an hour due to the tires and the weight. Yeah, it's much easier to just go ahead and cut off the Power 186 than risk anything else. So we're gonna go take it for a spin, see what it's like, and without further ado, let's get the show on the road. But first of all, you gotta admit, it is absolutely epic. Okay, here we go, driving the E63S. We've got it on Sports Plus. And let's see what she's like. I have to admit, at Sports Plus, you get the suspension set up as well. And you could definitely feel the bumps and crannies on the road. Display is very easy to read. Huge map for the navigation system. Here we go. Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of hump. Yeah, it's pretty quick. Steering is heavy. Really thick steering wheel, which is nice. Fit and finish inside is absolutely top notch. Leather everywhere you touch, wood. You can hear that big V8. Yeah, just cruising down the road here comfortably at 45 miles an hour. I mean, this car runs smoothly. No hiccups. You know, something that I didn't share, I haven't shared my last video that I came out to video. I was test driving an A220 and we actually broke down. So we had to go on limp mode all the way back to the dealership. So it's refreshing that this car is handling and working well. It sucks off the bumps pretty well. Yeah, you can hear road noise. It's the big performance tires. One of the things that I haven't really touched base is that this car really is truly a sleeper. Nobody knows what it is. Nobody knows it's got 603 horsepower and 627 pounds of torque, and they'll get it to 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. It just looks like your average regular mid-sized car, especially the way this one's spec'd out, like I said earlier, all black with black wheels. The only thing that you do see is the red brake calipers you saw in the intro video, and the badges. But other than that, anybody out there, they have no idea that this car, what it does, how well it performs, how well it handles. So genuinely, truly is a sleeper. And like I said, here, just cruising down the road at 45 miles an hour. It is comfortable. This one has the regular sports seats. It doesn't have the more aggressive, huggy ones that for people like myself who have a little bit on a heavier side, shall we say, it's much more comfortable. controls. You can control the right seat from the controls here on the left hand side as well, which is kind of nice, especially if you have kids or if you have somebody else who had been sitting there and you want to adjust that seat. It's a nice option to have. Burnmaster sound system is amazing. Obviously we can't play music due to the rights, but yeah, I mean it's definitely a comfort car that you could cruise in, and then on weekends, yeah, you could take down to a racetrack and have a lot of fun and burn the tires up. But yeah, it's a very compelling car to, if you have the means to go out and purchase. There's a tight competition, considering the M5, but overall, yeah, I highly recommend it. Let's get her on the open road and see what she's like. All right, here we go. We're getting on. All right, here we go. We're getting on the George Washington Parkway, and let's see what she's got. We got it in Sports Plus. How about we throw it down one gear? I think this car is simply smooth. It rides beautifully. When the road's paved, is fine. It's fine. When it gets a little bumpy, that's when you start feeling every gnat and croony. You start feeling every bump on the road. You can hear that V8 as soon as we give it gas. From standstill. Yeah, it's fast, and those crackling pops are pretty nice. Stays in gear. Yeah, it's fast. It's ludicrously fast. Like I said last time when we test drove the GT53, if you need to worry about gas, this car's not for you. All you need to just remember is that you can just drop it a gear, and it does that, and it's angry. It is so sad that we're losing the V8. I know that electric's the way to go, but just the sound of a V8 howling, there's just nothing like it. I know electric cars, you see it with the Tesla Plaid, it's super fast, to a point that I think is probably a little dangerous for normal people to be driving that fast. But yeah, just dropping in gear, giving gas, and just that sound of the V8 is just amazing. Yeah, it's great. It drives beautifully well. Let's take it down a little country curvy road and see what how she handles there. My guess would be that it probably handles as good as the GT53 we tested, or maybe even a little bit better due to the fact that this one has a little more weight, and it's also a little bit smaller. Well, at least it feels a little bit smaller. So let's go see. Here we go. Let's see how she handles the twisties. We'll leave it in manual mode. Yep. Smooth. Gear. She's smooth, handles perfectly well, steering's precise. As soon as you turn in, it turns in. We have in manual mode, we're in second gear, 4,500 RPMs. it's drives right smoothly. It just got so much power, so much power. One thing that's helping it out that I haven't mentioned is it's got all-wheel drive. Yeah, this car is fast and it's fun. Man, I think we just went for maybe a quarter tank of gas. My final thoughts are, you know, I stated earlier in the video, it really is so sad that we're losing these V8s. I'm wondering, you know, if other companies are going to follow suit as well. You know, there's such a huge push from the EPA to get these gas mileage down. So yeah, electric is the way of the future. But as we just proved, that just the sound of a V8 is really just intoxicating. And you know, this car is available over at Mercedes-Benzof Arlington. Please give JT a call. This one's spec'd pretty nicely. It's got the porcelain leather interior, ambient lighting. It's obsidian black. And yeah, if you want one of the last mid-size V8s, yeah, this is the time to pick them up, because the prices on them, I'm honest, once there's news really does kick into high gear, they're definitely, these V8s are definitely going to take a premium price, even in the used market. So, and as we know, there isn't a lot of inventory out there, new cars and used cars for that matter. So, my suggestion is, yeah, I think it's a fantastic car. Smooth, quiet. You got plenty of room in the back to carry 2 more adults. Obviously, you can carry 3 kids comfortably. The trunk is big enough to carry at least 2 to 3 golf bags in it. So overall, if you want a car that it does everything for you, yeah, this is one of the best ones out there. I'd say this. When you start talking about these mid-size, high-performance cars, the other one you have to take into account is also the BMW M5, which is another fantastic car that is obviously one of the competitors in this segment. But I think that overall, it's too bad the V8's going, as I keep griping about it. But other than that, this is a fantastic car. Display is amazing. You can set up so many different colors. This out of control for your ambient lighting. But overall, too bad they're gone. And hopefully they'll be back in 2023. If not, it definitely has been fun being around V8s all this time. As always, I do appreciate your support. Do subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell. Do share the video. Comment, it does help. That way it gives me an idea exactly what kind of content you guys want to watch. Like I said, please be safe out there. And I hope to see everybody in the next video very soon. Until then, be safe. I'll see you then.